live. Hi. Welcome. Yeah, this is a terrible angle, but I'm going to be standing most of the time. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to my stream. Yeah, let me fix this real quick. And there. Okay. So, this all started because I went shopping and I got this ugly dress for $1 and I absolutely love it. It looks great on camera. Oh my gosh, look at this red pop. Bruno, look at this red. Isn't it beautiful? Don't you think? No? You don't care? Okay, well, I do. Anyways, this is the most generic medieval red costume dress I ever did see. It is even so generic in size. There is not a label in it. Not a label on the inside. There is, however, a fiber label because that's the law. And I believe it's 90% polyester and like 10% spandex. Yeah, 90% polyester, 10% spandex. That's all the information I got on this red historical costume. Let me show you what we got to work with. Hi, Bruno. You're being very good, aren't you? You are such a good listener. You are the best audience. So, historical red gown. We have the bell sleeve. We have a scooped neckline. And we have this. What is this? It's supposed to be like an open girdle to see the underskirt. But I think that's a little more 16th century. But when I saw this, I was thinking 14th century. You know, the open girdle to see the underskirt. But I think that's a little more 16th century. But when I saw this, I was thinking 14th century. You know, the Middle Ages. And so that's what I was kind of playing with. So I pulled out my book of the Middle Ages. And look at a lady in a lovely red dress. Now, the thing is about all the Middle Age paintings, they don't typically have a split front. Yes, there is an overdress, and yes, there is an underdress. But the way they show it off is by lifting up the overdress so you can see the underdress. And in no way is there this. However, this dropped waist with the ribbon design is very period for the Middle Ages girdle. Oh, Bruno, let's not tap your tail on that. What'd you change? Microsoft Store. Let's not open that. Uh-oh. So anyways, this dress was $1. This dress was $1 in the bargain bin. There's a store that's near me called Falling Prices. And like the first day they have stuff, it's $6. The next day they have stuff, it's $4. Then it's $1. And then there's quarter day. I don't know the full of things. I hardly shop there because I find too many deals and I don't need to find this many deals. But I went there the other day and I found this really cheap polyester medieval dress or generic historical costume. And of course I needed to have it. I just absolutely needed it. I also got some other things, some interesting things. I got this stuff right here. I got a shiny silver skirt because it was $1. Everything was $1 that day. I got pink and yellow leg warmers because I need these, of course. Some peel and stick wallpaper because this is going to happen. And a generic stationery kit with his parchment looking envelopes and matching stationery. So, and this was $1. And I got Toby a dragon costume. So random stuff, don't know what I'm gonna get, but I ended up with this. So it took me on a historical witch hunt, and this is one of my favorite textbooks. And as you can see, just from opening this page without even digging in, that look at this red. This is a very historical red. So even though the fiber content is completely off, the color's not. This goes from between the 14th to the 16th century. We have the Elizabethan area here. So post-Byzantine Empire. We are having a history lesson today, aren't we? Geez, I just was playing dress up. But so they have access to nice silks. They have access to interesting trends and details. So it's a really fun era to play. And I feel like this completely ticks the box of generic costume. And it has the fun. I absolutely love these sleeves. Look at them. Look at those sleeves. I'm going to throw this on and just show you what the generic costume looks like. It's not the best. It's crappy. I did steam it. Steaming it does help. So whenever you get a packaged costume, ironing's not easy, but steaming is the best for it. So this is the costume. It is not a good fit. It has the laces up the back. It is, let me push this out of the way, floor length completely. But I feel like we can accessorize this and zhuzh it up significantly better. But you should have seen it before I steamed it. Imagine this, but wrinkly. So, not the worst, not the best. This is definitely one of those polyester ones that they buy to throw away, which I do not recommend. I hate that. But working at a costume shop, we totally could make this work. So, not too bad. I have it sort of laced up so I can just cinch it and wiggle. But even with it cinched in, I want to kind of play a little bit better with it. But before I do, let me say hi to people because I've just been talking. We have Ionalith here and Dan Does Junk. Don't worry, I don't plan on doing a very long live stream. I hope to be done by 10. Yes, so welcome guys. I'm glad you guys are here. So let me loosen this up because in order to make this more, so we're not going historically accurate. Like we're going with what we know about history the best that we can with what we have. But it's a costume, so we're playing it and we are having fun. That being said, to kind of give it more of the structure and support is important for garments. This garment itself does not have any structure and support. There's a lot of things that I could do with it. I can stitch it and smoosh it, but if you want to take one of these polyester crappy costumes and take it up a level to zhuzh it up, just, you know, like not feel like it's a packaged costume that's made for somebody, not you. Look at it's like I'm borrowing somebody's costume. I can pull this down, but still it's it's a packaged costume. It needs to fit the most people poorly, but still kind of fit and work-ish. So there's a few things that we can do. And as you can see, I have this over here. What is this? This is a Calvin Klein dress that is missing its slip, but I'm going to use it as a makeshift chemise. So that's kind of my plan. And then I have, oh my gosh, it is terrible. So Middle Ages, they don't have corsetry. They don't even have like hardly any structure and support in their garments. They have well-fitting garments, but they have heavier, substantially substantial fabric than this. This is nice because it has a stretch to it. Like, please believe if you show up with a bolt of this fabric in the Middle Ages and you showed somebody this, they'd be like, oh, it's so durable, it's so lightweight, and would just go on and on and on about all the things that we would go like, but that makes it cheap polyester. You know what I mean? So I don't like, yes, it's a costume fabric, but we're playing here, it's dress up. But anyways, structure and support is where I was going, and structure and support will definitely is what this garment needs. So I have a game plan. It is like summer here, so like all these layers are crazy. I'm glad it's not wool, but polyester does not breathe. Let me just set here. Okay. I want to, hold on. I want to adjust this a little bit before I put it back on. First thing I want to do is I want to lace it. It didn't come with any laces, and I chose to do the ugly black laces. Red laces would disappear and be less obvious, but I had black ribbon, and it was free, and so that's what I used. And it works with the color scheme. It is a costume. We are playing with it. This kind of lacing wouldn't have been necessarily used at the time. They would have laced up the sides for closure, but not necessarily for fit adjustment. But I think this is a great way to make a garment fit as many people as you can. Now, typically, I like to have 2 strings, and I go from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, because whichever way you pull the laces, it's going to be the tightest where you pull them and the loosest at the end. Think about your shoes. The part away from the bow is always the widest, and when you pull the bow tight, it gets tight at the bow. So it does the same thing. So if you want to control the how much it gets pulled in, you would put the part that you want to stay the widest at the bottom. I had this one done so it was meeting in the middle, but it is a drop waist garment, and it being a drop waist garment, I need it to be the biggest at the bottom where the hips, so it's not pulling in towards the waist as much. So that's why I switched it up. But when you make laces, always do it way longer than you think you need for the laces. Just as somebody who, every time I go to lace something up, I always underestimate, and I would rather have too long of laces and tuck them in than to have not enough laces to work with. So looking at 17th century dresses, this reminds me of the German style. I could show you a picture right here on my phone, just a generic. Look at this Princess Leia looking lady. That is my neckline. The one next to it, that's the English version, and that's like kind of what I'm picturing when I think of the medieval time, that high-waisted long. They both have the 2 dresses layered over each other, and where they lift up the middle. It's just, this would have been a solid red dress. That one was blue with a belt or ribbon hanging down. It being split like this, it just really doesn't work for me. So I'm going to pin it shut about halfway down so that my dress or robe is more closed. You guys can't see my table, but that's okay. I actually don't want to do it on the ground. I want to do that on here, so you guys can see them. Okay. So with it like this is more, feels 1600. So think, I think young Queen Elizabeth, I think it reminds me of, let me zoom in, this kind of a style, Renaissance dress, generic Renaissance dress, not half bad. It has the slit in front, but this is 16th century, and I wanted to go a little bit earlier than that because I wanted to play with the different headwears. But I also, this is the one that I was looking for, that it reminds me of 16th century. So I feel like there's a lot you can kind of play with. You can go some stages. There's definitely stages that it does not work with, like the mid-year, so early Renaissance, not early Renaissance, yes, Renaissance. Early 1400s, yes. Late 1400s, not so much. Early 1600s, yes. Late 1600s, not at all. You know, like, but it's also decades and years and things and cultures and stuff that it's a costume at this point and we're just playing. So this is where we're going. But I want to close off this part because that part just screams 1600s to me. And I am going to pin it closed so I don't have to look at this part, because this skirt has added flare because of this white part. So if I take this white part out, it doesn't completely mess with the structure as much as you would think. Mm-hmm. Having this belt with trimming this way feels way more period to me than having the white part open already. I just use straight pins. You wouldn't even see my pins, and then I wouldn't have to do anything extra with this. But you can use safety pins on the inside. I'm just using straight pins because I'm playing for now. Go a little bit further down. I didn't break it. But doesn't that feel so much more like a kirtle? I already love it. So not bad, right? And then I have, this whole thing's silver, but I have this gold chain, and I feel like this would have been a chain jewelry going on. So if I just take this and pin it through here with the chain, now it has a three-dimensional element, and I'm already having a little bit more fun with it. So I have a lot of space and a lot of room with this, and it needs more structure and support. So I was thinking, I don't care, this thing can stay here. So I grabbed this big giant. It's a wrap dress that goes wraps, but I'm just going to tie it loosely so it can fall off the shoulders like a chemise would. And then stays haven't been really invented. They don't necessarily have a formal structural undergarment in this era. Actually, I could look exactly at what I'm talking about in this book, my historical costumes. Yeah, right. Fact checking live, not the fun way. Here we go. Style of garments that we are going for. Yes. See this lovely lady? And this one right here, we're going kind of for this look, but we're adding the belt. my favorite picture in here. Where's that crazy lady? Where is she? This lady right here. Yeah, anyways, we're having fun. I was looking at all sorts of things, and it's usually a high-waisted in the medieval period, but they do have the non-defined waist with the belt hanging around the hips. And they do have some dropped waist when they have the kirtles, the over pieces that have the cutouts for the tickle holes. So there's lots of ways we could play this with this one garment. So we are going to then add structure and support. This is historical people are going to hate me because, like I said, we're not accurate in any way. And there is nothing accurate about these available corsetry on the market, which is Fredericks of Hollywood. It is nothing within the right realm of anything, but it is dropped waist and it hits right where the garment is. So it gives the structure and support that this fabric is completely lacking. And it has the little lace at the top that feels like the kirtles and stays, and it feels historical and it's fun. And then I threw this underneath it because I was thinking that it would be a good chemise. And why would we want a chemise? Because socks and shoes, people, socks and shoes. We're talking Middle Ages here. You don't really want to get your dress dirty. You don't want to sweat all up in it and make it nasty. You have to have your chemise to keep your shoes from getting stinky from your feet. So you have to put your socks on. So you can wash your socks easier than you can wash your shoes. This does not need to be tight. So Big Bob's Bra. That reminds me of the jumpsuit that Robin Williams wore in Mork and Mindy. Yep. It's red. It's color blocking. So I forgot where it was going, but I figured this could be thrown on as structure and support. And it doesn't need to be tight at all because there is no smooshing that needs to happen. I cannot see through my hair. Ugh. This is giving me days back in decades when I'd have to lace people up in corsets all the time. But geez Louise, I genuinely do not talk shit about these crappy, shitty Fredericks of Hollywood plastic corsets. So they do develop a slouch point, like where your kind of natural waist hits. It can like bend the plastic. But working at a costume rental shop, I rented these things all the time and dressed them in all sorts of different people in them. So it changed all the time as to what was who was wearing it. So, and they would get washed, and they held up really, really well. We had all sorts of different varieties of corsetry. We had the heavy, historically accurate stuff. We had the crappy, cheesy costume package stuff. And I was surprised at how much we ended up using these specific ones from Fredericks of Hollywood for varieties of just understructure and support, because sometimes it's all you need for the costume to look so much better. Let me just give you some structure and support. And anyways, costume shop, it's practicality. And then, yeah, I think that's all I really needed for this. I laced it all the way up, closed this. I'm actually going to close it slightly longer, and then I'll throw it on over what I'm wearing. I don't mind that there's whole bunch of pins in it. If they're not going to stab me. There's a whole fabric layer. Ooh, I did that badly. Don't worry, I'm just going to break this live. I really do like my steamer. It's a great steamer. Who needs 12 ladies' maids? Apparently I do, because I totally pinned this to the back of the dress. Take this off for now. Let me loosen this up. Remember how I told you you always need more lacing than you think? I had pulled on it when I pulled. There we go. Oh yeah, and this, I forgot, has a side zipper. Completely historically inaccurate, but completely practical. And that's where they would have placed it, up on the side for a closure to get the closest fitting garment that they could. I know I have a giant dress on underneath this, and I have all of this on underneath it, but now there's a lot more structure and support going on under here. So, and I have my kirtle. Oh, I can add another pin there, but that's just a stitch that I would have to do. And it's already laying flatter and more. Excuse me. Now I'm going to just smoosh it all where it needs to go. And do I have, can't see what I'm doing. Let me look in the mirror. This one. This is the one. Just lacing backwards. It's okay. I usually dress other people, not my, well, I do dress myself too sometimes. But don't really need to pull it too tight, just tight enough. That's gonna stay where we want it to stay, with the chemise underneath. Honestly, I feel like that's what really fixed it. Now it's like a higher quality garment, has more structure and support. And it's more the medieval style. Now, I think hair down with a silver corded crown gives me, let's see. Well, she has a fancier crown and a little dragon duck. I have a little boring crown and a Bruno. I need a feather, Bruno. I need a feather. But generic historical costume, that was $1. Little zhuzh stuff. Honestly, like, I have petticoats that I was gonna put under here and stuff, but I really don't need them because I have this dress underneath. And so if I wanted to, I could hold my dress like this and still be historically accurate, which I like. It's fun. This is totally off. I would do it with a red ribbon if I was to pretend that I was doing this for reals. But yeah, this hits right at the bottom of the corset, so it just holds everything where it needs to be. Looks a lot better. Dunce cap. This is also within the right era, but this would be more medieval English. The dunce cap. Bruno, do you need the dunce cap? Oh, bet you're a good boy? Okay, you are a good boy. No dunce cap for you. I want it to be black, but I don't have anything black. So, shh, don't tell. What am I doing? I don't know. I am using a pair of tights. Oh, I did have it the right way. Anyways, I'm just covering the cone in a pair of tights. And now, like, I feel like I could cut it down, but I could also make it a fancy witch's hat and wrap it. Come on, I only spent $1 on this. I'm not going to spend more than $1 on this. It needs to be all the way up. If we do a braid on each side, I could literally just sew my hair around. We have lots of comments. I haven't been paying attention to you guys. I'm sorry. Hope you're feeling better, Bob. Big Bob's props, yes. Okay. Hi again, Bruno. Yes, people are saying hi to you, Bruno. Okay. Let's put that. These are just like kind of getting the feel and the flavor of the different hairstyles. In all reality, people covered their hair. They covered their heads a lot. But my favorite pictures and artwork are where the ladies have their hair down. And so I'm not going to hate on having the hair all the way down. I'm looking at a picture right here. I also see that when they have to keep their head covered. Let me just... Stab, stab. Totally just have to cover it up. And then okay. Don't worry, I'm only just doing this live in front of all y'all. That looks crazy. I look a little crazy. It probably wouldn't be this crazy. But hair also in this style probably would have been completely covered on their head. I just wanted to have a little bit of a fun braid going on. But let's see if I can do one more stab because I think what I need I'm too tall for the camera. Oops. You know, I had this stabbed with like actual pins to my hair earlier and it stayed really well with all this weight. And now that I got like good bobby pins, it's not holding right. Serves me right for not stabbing my head. 1400s Fair Maiden. Ooh. Okay. There's also, you guys remember these? Sun visors. These are one of my favorite things at the costume shop because instant their hair would not have been this messy, but okay, this is easier if you sew it down with a ribbon. It does not want to stay right now though, so I'm not going to try and make it. Not right now. I will just let my hair be crazy as it wants to be at the moment. It just wants to be down in the medieval style of, it wants a crazy lady. I need some like sticks and flower crown. But see this lady here with the grapes? That's what I was thinking when I was doing this one. This kind of reminds me of like that style, which I think really does work and it's the easier look to do with this. Now, if I was to kind of accessorize with jewelry, there's always the classic, let me go grab a string of pearls, wrap it around my neck. And that could work in and of itself. If I wanted to, oops, I got this thing to me. And I wanted to do the 1600s, the almost Elizabethan time, I could let this be open. Anne Boleyn had a B. I could do my little F as a choker. Let me use a tiny safety pin to hold that. Oh. So then, and then also a good Renaissance brooch is always fun for accessories. Did I get it even in a good spot? I think I did. Renaissance brooch. This all pulled where I need it to be. I don't think I need any of that. That just seems like too much. Yeah, I think I like this accessories. It's very medieval and fake pearls. It's very royal because everybody fakes pearls. It's pretty and it's shiny, then it looks like a pearl. Works as a pearl. Oh, let me. What's nice is there's a teeny tiny pleat in the center front of this to mark center front. I cannot talk and do this at the same time. Okay. I like this brooch. It's a fun brooch. But yeah, this is the look I'm going for. I think it works, and I could totally just hide the front part. That weird red spot, it bothers me, and then you can see the underskirts. But would you buy this for $1? Now that's my question. Welcome here, welcome, Knot Top. I'm glad you like my cool trick with the hat. I absolutely love. Hi, Bruno. These sun visors, they make amazing bases to a lot of different hats. They make good solid bonnets. So if you need some more structure and support to your bonnet because you don't want to build the brim, you just want it already to be right, these things are perfect bonnet brims. But then they also make really good crowns, bibs, to do that Spanish. Geez Louise, I worked at the costume shop forever. It's the name of the box. Those big veils, those big black Spanish veils with those long flamingo dresses. We use these. Also, we have them for the French maid costumes. So whenever these things, I don't see them very often. They're like, feel like they're outdated, like a fanny pack, but they'll be back in soon. I'm really holding out for these to come back in. But if I see them at like the thrift store, that's where I got this one. It was like a pack of them and I spent $0.25 on it. And I'm like, yes, I have these. So I just kind of covered in a piece of lace and I instantly have that man. Oh, I could hook it in and do it better, but it's a color pop that works. Oh, I was wondering where that went. That goes on this part of the dress. It adds to the look. It works. It really does. Yeah, it's funny. I'm not going to find this dress exactly in historical costumes. But what I'm trying to do is see how she has that braid going down the center front. That's what I was trying to pull off. And what I absolutely love, Burger King crown. That's the era we get them from. So it's super fun. Yeah. Here is another fair maid in a similar dress with the hair down with the head loop. So that's the look I figured I was going for today. Bernie Davis, good morrow, fair maiden. I am Sir Bernard of the Clan Davis. Which village are you from? Just kidding. Hi, Felicia. Just having fun with you. How's your life? I'm doing great. Thank you. Welcome here, Bernie Davis. And welcome, Austin Lips. Don't try and fight that Benadryl too much. Get some good sleep, okay? But thank you. So do I need a medieval gown? No. But did I see a gorgeous one that was like $1 and go, I can work with that. For $1, I need it. And I got to play dress up here with you guys, which was a lot of fun. I'm looking over here. Look at this lady. She is the periods just before and just after this dress is in style. And look at her hat. I totally could make that with a visor. That's more of a head roll, but. And then look at her necklace styles. She has a tight one, the rocks and the layers, because, you know, if you have jewels, you gotta wear them all. But I thought this was a great costume. It honestly reminded me of the costume shop because I would buy things like this for it all the time. But also, we had a red dress that was very similar to this. It had the sleeves, except for it had the fitted undersleeve, so which is very historically accurate, where they had the fitted undersleeve. and it didn't stretch, but the outer layer, it was a red velvet that did stretch. So it was really comfortable, but this part wasn't as comfortable as the rest. And it had a black channel going all the way down the front, but that actually is more historically accurate. And I found dresses that look similar to that one. But anyways, that's not the point. It's also one of those generic medieval dresses. And it's one of my favorites. I remember there's this one lady who came into the costume shop, and it was a really busy day in the Halloween season. So people were busy. It was crazy. There was a lot going on. I just finished helping out a customer, and I see this lady just really angry flipping through the racks, and nobody wanted to approach her. So I was like, you know what? I will. You know what's going on. And she was really quite upset because her husband had come in and picked out outfits for them. And he picked out these great king and queen outfits. They were 1600s with the Marie Antoinette kind of style, except for I knew exactly which one that they picked out. It was a gorgeous red bodice, and it fit her except for the arms. And now the arms were not proportional to being the size that they needed to be for the size that this dress was. So a lot of people had issues not fitting the arms in that dress. We ended up fixing those arms on that dress, and then we rented it out 100 times more because it then fit proportionally the size that it needed to be. And I was like, oh, shoot. Didn't try it on, because you have to try that one on because of that. Anyways, and she just was really, really upset. And they were excited to go to the party. She wanted to be the queen of the event. And I had one costume, like one chance of an outfit that she was willing to try on. So I pulled the dress that was very similar to this, the red dress, and it was stretchy. It had a tie in the back, so the sides was more adjustable. It fit the arms, and it had the fun sleeves, and it was red. And so she comes out of the dressing room and goes, it fits, but now what am I supposed to be for the party? And I'm like, okay, well, you're a red queen right now. Let's see. You can go king and queen. You can go queen of hearts. And she's like, queen of hearts. I want to do that one. And so then we went over to the accessory room, which is like my favorite part of the costume shop. And we got brooches, and we had the crown. I think we got the wig with the crown. I don't know if she went with the black hair queen of hearts or you know what? We went with the crown. We went with her own hair, but with the little jewel crown. Anyways, we jeweled her up. We accessorized her, and like by the time she left, she was floating and ready to go. Like she's like, I had more fun getting ready for this party than going to the actual party. And when I came in here, I didn't feel like I deserved to even go to that party. Like I wasn't allowed to have fun, and that broke my heart. And just like leaving her like with that, I'm ready to party. I got this. I'm ready. I have my fit, and let's go. That's like my favorite part of the job, because when people would come back with their costumes, they're like, oh my gosh, I had so much fun. Now I want to do a 70s party. Now we're going to do this event. And it's just like people would just have a great time. And then just like, anyways, that was one of my favorites. And this dress really gave me those vibes. And it doesn't have this fitted undersleeve, and it's not velvet, but it is a red, generic medieval dress that I could pretend to be the Queen of Hearts in. So I had to get it. It is what it is, and I'm having fun in it. And thank you guys for playing with me. Ready to visit. Went through all my t-shirts today and have 2 bags full of shirts donations. I made the more grody ones into the cutoffs, and the rest I have hanging on the rack. That was a lot of work. Oh my gosh. I am not ready to do that. If I went through my closet, it's going to take me at least a month, to be honest, because I'm going to have to like take me a couple weeks just to get the want to do it. And then I'm going to start the project and get it all dug out, and then I'm going to lose my motivation, and then I'm going to walk away from it, and then it's going to stare at me for like a few weeks. And then I'm like, I can't stare at that anymore. And then I'll just go through and get it all done in like an hour. I may have a problem. But yes, I do need to go through my clothes. But I now am an owner of this lovely polyester. I want to call it a kirtle, but I feel like that doesn't, I'm I'm going to call it a kirtle. Like a kirtle, so it can be more 14th century feeling. Yeah. I think, honestly, the Princess Leia cinnamon buns with this hairdo, with this dress, for the German look, and maybe throwing on a veil. The lace isn't exactly accurate because when in the pictures it's like a solid piece, but I feel like this would be something fancy that people would have completely because they wanted it to be light and as see-through as possible. And then this is just a piece of chiffon, silk chiffon. It's a scrap of it, but it could also be the wimples of ye old days, tucked up and then like gone over and here and around the other side, and then all tucked up into the thing. And now I'm ready for weird plays in the schools. But I don't like having too many things down, and they have styles with the hair down, so that's the style I liked. But it was definitely fun looking up all the different, like, how historically inaccurate is this? It's not anything, but it kind of can be a lot of things. And I think that's why it is the generic dress, because it can be a lot of things, even though it doesn't quite check all those boxes. Okay. Oh, Yana, you've been clearing out things too. That's nice. Not top. You think there's any way you could wear that dress as a modern outfit? I think I could do that. I would have to go get some different accessories from upstairs. I think I would keep the understructure and support just because that's the weird spot. But I feel like if I take this, I can always take these sleeves. Let me think about that. I don't want to cut it because I feel like if I cut off this white part and leave it open and wear it with a pair of black skinny jeans, that would be really fun with this look. Because then I would have the whole red upper body with the flare on the side and then a pair of skinny jeans underneath it. I wonder if I could. No, it's this white part. It's just a little too much. Let me think about that. Yeah. If I was to wear this as a modern outfit, I would definitely cut out the white part and just wear it as like kind of an open dress with a pair of denim underneath it to really work with the textures. And then I don't think I would have the bones bodice underneath. I think I would just leave it with more modern undergarments, even though this technically is modern undergarments. But yeah, that's how I would do it. I barely like this white section as it is, so I would cut out the white section and I would do it with jeans. That's how I would modernize it for today. And I totally would go out to eat dressed like that. Ask any of my friends. They would say, yep, she would. So anyways, I hope you guys had fun playing dress up with me. Oh wait, before we go, shoes. I have black flats with a little rickrack trim. Now, 1400s, 1700s, you're going to get the pointy toes. But the thing is in the artwork, the guys all have super, super pointy feet, and the ladies, their feet are rounded when you actually see their shoes. But, so I figured for shoes in general, it's better to do less is more. Don't think about it. Black character shoes. But I love this era of shoes. Look at those pointy shoes and pointy. Don't get my shoes dirty platforms. Hi, Bruno. It's a magic trick. There's no Bruno. Now there is a Bruno. Hi to Bruno. You can go up there. But no, we are not 100% historically accurate, but we aren't 100% off. I feel like it's good enough. At the costume shop, there was a school that every year they did a medieval banquet. This is a perfect dress for a medieval banquet. This dress, I would wear to medieval times. No, I'd wear my vintage 70s gunny sack dress, but I'd feel comfortable wearing this one to medieval times. But honestly, I feel like it would do the job. It's a fun dress, and it is a piece of crap package costume, and I love it so much. What do you guys think? Would you guys spend $1 on it? Okay, not top, worth every penny of 100 pennies. Yes. You know, 100 pennies doesn't go that far these days, but I think this was a steal. Like, what would you have rather got, the stationery or this dress? Because I ended up getting both. Okay, it's been long enough, Bruno. You're over this. Well, my brother is in the process of helping me get a suit, so I will be doing a suit dye dissection very soon. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk. And I keep thinking you're going to lick up my nostril if I let you. Not top, a 3-piece suit. I'm going to see if I can get a full suit. Like, I want to do from the shirt, tie, vest, if there is a vest, jacket, and trousers. And I'm going to take a seam ripper and rip it all apart. And then I don't know if I'm necessarily going to make a complete pattern, but I'll show you how to steal the armholes. What do I mean steal the armholes? How do you steal an armhole? Copy, like when you're patterning things, there's a lot you can do with just eyeballing it, but sleeves and armholes, if there's one you like and you can copy it from a garment that you know fits you really well, I would make a pattern based off of that armhole scoop and shape so that you'd have the, hi Bruno, we're holding hands, okay. I would do it so that you can have the pattern of the top of the cap of the sleeve and the armhole where it fits. And if you know that those fit and that they hit you in the right spot, oh no, careful, watch your tail. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk and you're getting me off my line of thought. But if you have an armhole and a sleeve cap that fit together that you really like, then you can easily change everything else around there without much thought. So I will probably show you guys, I won't pattern the whole thing, but I will show you how to steal the armholes. And that's what I mean by steal the armhole pattern. Bernie Davis, zipper tie? No, I don't think I'm going to do a zipper tie. I think I'm going to do like an ugly tie. Because I like ties and I don't want to ruin a nice tie. And there's not very many ties that I find very ugly. I'm not calling you ugly, Bruno. But no, I'm not going to do a zipper tie because those are too cool. Even ugly ties, zipper ties are fun. I don't have it in my heart to do that. I already kind of figured the anatomy of one of those zipper ties, but I can show you how you can add a zipper to your tie to make it into a secret pocket. I don't know. But that is the plan. As soon as I get the suit, that I'm going to start ripping it apart so you guys can see how it works. And this was just, I was playing, figured it would be fun to go live and play with you guys. And then there's two movies coming out that I'm getting really, really excited about, Little Mermaid and the Barbie movie. And I am designing Barbie outfits in my head. Hey, excuse me, mister. Stop clicking on things on my computer. Um, so I was trying to figure out totally here. Anyways, I'm looking at different costumes for both of those movies, both the Little Mermaid and Barbie movie. And the Barbie movie comes out around my birthday, so I may end up having a Barbie birthday party this year. And I am already making a giant Barbie box, so I might be going live with some of those weird projects that I'm working on, those side quests. So keep an eye out for that. Bernie Davis, a bolo tie? Ooh, an anatomy of a bolo tie. That's not a bad idea. It really is not, because I really do like the concept of a bolo. It's connected to a tie. So I'm not opposed to that. Nehru jacket, Ken. Right? There's so many Barbie. Like you can literally be anything for Barbie. And I love that so much. So much. But it gets too many choices. Yeah. I have a pink flocked heart organza. So there's little flocked pink hearts all over pink organza fabric. And I'm like, there's so many things that I could do out of that. I have some leftover velvet for the pink. I have Barbie has the skirt, and now I do too. So there's so many different looks that I could do for her and the Little Mermaid, and I'm just those are projects that are on my mind at the moment. So we'll see what's kind of going on. Yanalith, I'm excited for the Barbie movie. I will love your series on that. I'm very glad because I am totally geeking out. It's been a while since I've been really excited to go see movies, and I absolutely love the Mario movie. Loved it. Nothing negative I can say about it, and my favorite parts is the peaches. Anyways, I'm really excited about the Barbie movie coming out and the Little Mermaid movie. And in all reality, even if they're terrible, like with the Mario movie, I would see it anyways and not give a crap. Just already willing to openly love it. But I was very happy to find out that the Mario movie was great. And now I'm really excited. Like with the trailers that have dropped, I'm even more excited for both those movies. And I want to craft some projects to kind of go along. So those are on my brain right now. I'm already patterning. I was gonna say I just had a pattern out that I moved out of the way. Yeah, right here. Started patterning Sunjewel Barbie, totally Sunjewel Barbie. Anyways, I'm playing. So I may bring you along for the ride. 45th Clown Zoot Suit because it shows the exaggerated aspects. No, I feel like a zoot suit, it doesn't matter the silhouette. Like a 40 suit to a modern suit, it is the same. It's a cookie recipe. Like it's going to be a cookie. There's different proportions, but in all reality, as complicated and simple as menswear is, it's just simply complicated. And when things work, it kind of stays that way for a reason for a while. And so I don't know what the suit is yet. I haven't gotten it. I'm going to see my little brother hopefully tomorrow. So we'll see what the suit looks like. I'm still in the process of sourcing it. And I want an ethically sourced suit, okay? In my heart, I'm going to rip this thing apart. So it needs to either have holes in it, being destined for the dump. It needs to be ready to be let go. I don't want to get a new suit to do this to because that's just wasteful. I understand the amount of work and effort and energy that it takes to construct these garments and to make these. And to just throw it away just breaks my heart, even though it may have been some factory setup in the way this garment was produced. It's still, I understand the labor that goes into it, and I can't in my heart just buy a suit to throw it away. So I am trying to find an ethically sourced suit, but I want to deep dive into it. I want to rip the collars off. I want to rip the sleeves off. I want to talk about the biases. I want to talk about the seam finishes. I want to talk about the why these shirts have yokes on them, you know, like where we have the added fullness, what to look for, kind of just really get into the nitty gritty. Now, a zoot suit, you're still kind of looking for the same things, except for you have a dropped crotch, you have over padded out shoulders, you have longer, you have more fabric to work with, but you're still going to get it at the right sleeve length, and you still need to know what your neck width would be, and like it's the same construction. It's just this is where you exaggerate or de-escalate, not ask. Anyways, it's nighttime. My brain doesn't work as great at night, but I'm here and I'm having a great time. So I don't have the suit yet. It's just going to be a generic suit. There's not, and I'm looking for an ethically sourced one. So it's going to be donated to Goodwill anyways or such. So that is the plan for that. I 100% will be doing that. The other projects, I will see what I will be inviting you along for the ride of, because I get more done when I'm not live streaming, but it's also fun to live stream while I work on projects. So I'll keep you guys in the loop as much as I can. "45th Cons of Gangster Ken." So you say, my Barbies, they dated Action Man and Max Steel. There was a Ken doll, and then there was the Barbie that my brothers cut all the hair off of. But the ratio of Barbies to Kens was always off. Always off. There's never enough. Brittany Davis, the iconic yellow suit from The Mask or the Beetlejuice striped suit. We had both of those at the costume shop. Absolutely loved them. The yellow suits from The Mask, we had just cheap yellow costume pants, but we also had good yellow pants. But yeah, we had that suit, and then the Beetlejuice suit, we had some packaged costumes of that. Then we also had a white suit that was painted with the stripes, and I think that one had the grittier look and the feel too, and I really liked that one. But like I said, ethically sourced suit, whatever it looks like, it's going to look like, even if the pieces don't end up all matching, whatever. We're just going to rip it apart. But I want to do a complete suit, head, shoulders, knees, and toes from top to bottom. I'm not going to rip out a hat though, because we've eliminated that complication from suiting, which I'm very proud of, you know, as we get into more modern history. Granted, it's because I think we stay inside more and our heads aren't as exposed to the sunshine as much. And also, I don't like wearing hats, and they always make you take them off, and then your hair's messed up. So hats just seem impractical, but I love them. So, but I'm not going to do them. I'm not going to rip one apart for this because I don't have one, and I wouldn't find one to rip apart. But I will do necktie, shirt, jacket, pants. I don't think we need to rip apart a belt. And shoes and socks are shoes and socks. We can let those lie, but we can do the other pieces. Has me thinking smooth criminal. Oh. Yes, we had those jackets at the costume shop too. Hi, Toby. Nope, that's not Toby. That's Bruno whining this time. Bernie Davis, tear it down and Frankenstein it back together. I was considering that, but I'm too lazy to put it back together, especially live. It'll be way more interesting if I just rip it apart and we talk about it as we go. If anything, I can pattern it and document certain things about it, but I don't particularly need a pattern right now, although my brother would genuinely appreciate if it's a suit that fits him and I make him a pattern. He actually may end up making a suit. He is very talented. So But he also has a new little babies now, so I don't think he has as much time on his hand. But anyways, I'm not planning on doing anything more than just ripping it out as of right now. Okay, not tough. You can always make something out of the pieces. Exactly. It's fabric. It's flat fabric at that point. And I am totally down for you reusing fabrics. That could be a fun project, making it into something else. Now you got me thinking projects. Yeah. Take the suit apart and turn it into a Ken suit or a tiny Ken. But yeah, that's also one of those things that I was thinking about doing. Anyways, so projects coming up. That's what's on my brain at the moment. Please stay subscribed and keep an eye out for the notifications. This top is it's not the worst. It really isn't the worst. No. But yeah, that is the plan. So keep those notifications on if you want to see when I go live. No, I don't have a regular time of day that I typically do this yet, or any schedule. But I'm working on it. I'm getting better, and we will just keep doing it until I'm better. Not tough. Awesome. Did your last project make it to its destination and get used yet? It's being picked up on Tuesday, and it is going down. Like, the dates have been set. It hasn't been photographed yet, but the wheels are in motion. Bruno's tail is dangerous. He is trying to sign me up for stuff. Yes. Bernie Davis, the history of the cod piece, LOL. Syphilis. They were leaking and they needed to pad it up. True story. But if everybody's weird looking, then it's cool. So, weird history, right? Anyways, it's been an hour and longer. Bruno, and he is ready to go. And I think I am ready to go. Tell me, did you enjoy this costume? I didn't remake it. I just styled it. And now I'm all disheveled and unstyled. But tell me if you guys like this. But I had fun. Anyways, until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay.